YouTube for the Grant Park 200 here. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. NASCAR Cup Series takes on the streets of Chicago this week. So we are going ahead. I'm just finishing out the other four or five fantasy leagues I'm in. I got my main roster set a few minutes ago, but I got 3 more to do, so we'll be with you guys shortly. We also got the IndyCar race going on, which Scott Dixon heads into the pits and will hand the lead back to Alex Palou. I believe that will be basically a full cycle of pit stops, because this is like the first time I've looked up and haven't seen Alex Palou leading this thing by 500 seconds, so yeah, Alex Palou is doing a lot of work here, so there we go. Oh, I already set that one. Okay, so I'm got 2 left to set. Yay. But yeah, so we have got the downtown streets of Chicago. SVG looking to try and put on yet another masterclass. And oh no! Christian Rasmussen goes off at Mid-Ohio in the IndyCar race. That is almost certainly going to be a caution flag. The question is, are they going to throw it, or are they going to try and hold it until Palou can get to the pits? Because yeah, IndyCar does have a tendency to try and hold the yellows. No, there it goes. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yep, Christian Rasmussen off track is going to bring out the yellow. There was no shot he was getting back on track from that range, so. All right, there we go. All right, one last roster to set, and we will be ready. But yeah, welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We're doing pretty much every single NASCAR Cup Series race. But yeah, we are just chilling here. Hopefully everybody is going to have a good time. And so yeah, we got SVG on the front row. Michael McDowell, my guy, starting up inside the top 2. Let's go. If we can just somehow make SVG just completely disappear, maybe McDowell can dominate the race the way he did back in what was it, 2022 or 2023, when they did the experiment of no stage cautions at the road courses, which allowed McDowell to pick up the Indy win, because Chase Elliott was definitely on the charge, but yeah, he manages to survive that one, so. All right, there we go. Hey, Rebecca, how's it going? Yeah, well, again, we only just got back in the studio. Let me actually see, what do we got for wall space over here. Let's go ahead and move someone from the corner in. There we go. Come on. All right, there we go. Oh, come on. There we go. That better? Now let's try and scoot closer without killing Harvick there. But yeah, there we go. Temporary fix, but I think it works pretty well. And hey, it gets me closer to off camera, so let's see, so people don't have to see quite as much of me, which I think is a net positive for everybody involved. So there we go. But yeah, the walls definitely are just a little bit bare. Again, we only just moved back into the new studio, and we've been busy this week. It has been a long week. We were out at at Oxford Plains to watch Kyle Busch race at the local track level for 2 days on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then on Friday, we were back at the local dirt track for some late model racing. And then, a full weekend of racing ahead of us. Xfinity Series race yesterday, and then Cup Series race today. So, yeah. But, I don't have a lot of my merchandise that I have is diecast, and they don't exactly work when you don't have shelving, and there isn't really a whole lot of room. There's about 2 feet between desk and wall, so there's not really room for shelves either, which is kind of the conundrum we're in. If I can start getting some framed photos, that would be great, because framed photos work really well on a flat wall. So there we go. They are IndyCar is currently under caution flag, so let's go ahead and take a quick peek over to the NASCAR broadcast, see if we're getting close to going, because okay, they are at commercial break as well, so. But yeah, we are getting ready for this one. But yeah, it's man, it's in the 90s today. It is warm upstairs, but it is still very chilly down here. So there we go. And we're just getting the blanket situated so I can put my feet on something that isn't super cold flooring, but there we go. They're getting the RB's car ready to go with Cody Ware. Big news from yesterday, though. Corey Heim is going to miss this race as Catherine Legg was able to outrun him along with all the other open cars. For whatever reason, the other 2311 and the 2311 and Front Row Motorsports cars weren't counted as open cars, even though their preliminary injunction got overturned. So, not sure if NASCAR is just giving them the free locked-in spot, or if maybe that doesn't take. I heard someone say that maybe it doesn't take effect until like the 11th of July, which would seem a little weird, but. And here we go. Top speeds around this track: 104 to 105 on most of the shorter chutes, while the longer chutes you have about you have anywhere from 130 to 140 miles an hour, and on the straightaways in and around the turn, the big curve down on Michigan Avenue, turns 8, 9, and 10. You have an average speed of about 35 to 40 miles an hour. And then you pick it up to about 49 by the time you're coming onto the final straightaway for the checkered flag. So it should be good. There we go. Say the Red Sox game is currently under a rain delay as well, so there's no baseball game for me to keep an eye on. And yeah, a lot of drivers smacking the wall in practice. In fact, all 4 Hendrick cars, which ironically, none of them were pictured inside the top 10. Alex Bowman in 11th was the highest qualified of any of them. All 4 will be making the trip to the rear of the field for this race. So, yeah, a bit of news on that front. Again, all 4 Hendrick cars going to the rear of the field to start this race. So, IndyCar did go back green. Alex Palou and Christian Lundgaard are out in front of the field. And there we go. The Orioles finished their sweep of the Braves off. So, if anyone's a baseball fan here, bit of an update for you. But yeah, so again, we're just chilling out here. It does look like we are going to get some kind of rain/thunder delay around 3 p.m. Central Time. So we'll get about an hour and a half into this race before we end up getting thunder and lightning that are likely going to go ahead and stop this thing from continuing. So again, I only anticipate it lasting. It doesn't look like it'll be something that could threaten the entire rest of the race, but could do a decent chunk of the race. So, all right, there we go. They've got the command to start the engines and are firing this one up again. Trying to move along pre-race. They're trying to move along the pre-race ceremonies quite a bit here to try and get racing before we get this thing going. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got 6 people hanging out in chat. Hey, you guys, let me know who your guys' picks for the win are. Obviously, I've already said multiple times this weekend, my pick for the win is going to be Michael McDowell, and that is absolutely no bias at all. Looks around the room to see if I've got any Michael McDowell stuff within reach, but I think for one of the rare times I don't have Michael McDowell stuff in reach, so. But yeah, I've got a lot of Michael McDowell stuff, so yeah, I'm a big Michael McDowell fan. Alright, so there we go. But yeah, so again, we'll, you know what? We'll do the poll. We'll do a poll now for what we want to do for the rain delay. That way people actually have a chance to do it. Because, again, I think it is that much of a foregone conclusion we are getting a rain delay at some point. Alright, but yeah, we got 8 people hanging out in chat now. Thank you guys for everybody that's decided to spend a portion of very valuable time here with us as we are getting ready for this one. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Time to get racy. Yep, that is for sure. And hopefully in a good way and not a bad way, because last time we were at a road course and tried to get racy, Kyle Busch kind of acted like a bowling ball, but yep. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, I think as a Kyle Busch fan, I am very much a fan of not talking about that because, yeah, it was not a fun time to watch my guy go and get just bowled over like that. Or my guy going and doing the bowling over, I mean. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Trying to think of what else I could fill this space with. Let's see. Get your boy McDowell as my 36 for 36 pick on the NASCAR app. I have no idea what that is, but as I say, if it's a pick on the NASCAR app, I probably should be doing it. But yeah, McDowell I know got eliminated from the in-season challenge. That was one of the things I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but it did. But yeah. All right, there we go. Let's see. Oh, okay. 36 for 36. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done that at all, so. All right, well, good luck to Mike McDowell on that one. So I just went and put a yeah, I just went and put a poll in chat for the when and if scenario of the rain delay as to what you guys want to see. That hopefully, again, hopefully we just don't get the rain delay. But I think at this point it's basically a when, not if type scenario here. So. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here, though. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Mario Kart gameplay, yep. Well, that is definitely one of the options, and it's one of my personal favorites to do because I love filling time with Mario Kart World. And of course, we got the track layout that is so covered in stuff that I can barely make out where the track is, and I've watched this race multiple times. Just give us a very simple two-tone white and gray list. So there we go. Almost a quarter of the field is going to the rear yet, including the entire Hendrick Motorsports team. That was one of the things we mentioned already was that every single Hendrick Motorsports driver is making a trip to the rear of the field today. All right, but yeah. Yeah, definitely an interesting one for sure. But yeah. As I haven't seen the full list to know exactly who all is or isn't going to the rear. I just know that I saw the whole Hendrick Motorsports team. Bubba Wallace is already starting there. Denny Hamlin was not able to get a run in practice or in qualifying after I believe he lost a motor in the practice session. But yeah, so definitely a very full day of racing here. A very long day of race or a long week of racing here. Only 75 laps today, which is a little surprising. So we go 20 laps, 25 laps, and then the rest to the check, and then the final 30 laps to the checkers. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, this week has been very busy all across the board here. All right, to the rear is Noah Gragson, Elliott, Larson, Ty Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Byron Stenhouse, Bowman, Catherine Legg, and then Denny Hamlin. So, yeah, quite literally a big chunk of the field. And Denny Hamlin should consider himself lucky that that one, he didn't have his charter revoked. It was just his team, and two, the fact that the NASCAR didn't actually enforce that. Otherwise, we would have lost Bubba Wallace from the field and not Corey Heim, which is, I think, a little bit of a loss on the race. But hey, I will gladly go ahead and take my spot as we are cheering on number 71. Let's go, McDowell. And before you ask, Jamie, yes, I do still have my little number, 75. Let's go. There we go. Starting grid. Let's go. SVG and Mike McDowell winning the race. Let's go, Michael. Yeah, but yeah, SVG though absolutely decimated the Mexico City road road course down there. As we are going through the starting grid. Hosvar and Tyler Reddick is a pretty good second row there. Then we got Briscoe and Kyle Busch, row 3. Row 4, the RFK teammates of Ryan Preece and Chris Buescher. Then we got Ty Gibbs and Austin Dillon rounding out your top 10 today. There we go. And again, they're gonna do their pass through on pit road here. We got, again, Bowman and Logano are scheduled to start on row number 6 together. Row 7, we find Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson, although, again, Kyle Larson going to the rear of the field. Brad Keselowski and Allmendinger in row 8. Row 9, we've got Ryan Blaney and Daniel Suarez. In row 10, we find Will Brown alongside Todd Gilliland. So curious to see how Will Brown does after Joey Hand nearly played a factor in the end of the race last year. Yeah, driving the number 60 car for Roush. So that'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on throughout the day. Then we got Riley Herbst in one of his best starting spots of the year, starting all the way up in the 21st position here for Riley Herbst. As all the teams doing a mock pit stop with no race car. Yeah, then Ross Chastain alongside Riley in row number 11. Row 12, we've got Custer and Gregson. Row 13 is where we will find John Hunter Nemechek and Zane Smith. Then we got Cindric and Haley in row 14. And rounding out row 15, we've got Josh Berry and Austin Hill. Another one of those many open drivers who helped clog up the field and is part of the reason why Corey Heim will miss today. Josh Bilicki, another open car who raced his way into the show yesterday in qualifying, 31st. And 32nd for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 33rd is where we'll find Catherine Legg, the final of the open cars, as she was able to bump her way in and force out Corey Heim. Good on her for being able to actually get into the field. Then we got Eric Jones, 34th. 35th, Cody Ware. 36th is where we find Ty Dillon. Then we got Bubba Wallace and William Byron on row 19. And the final row 20, is where we will find Elliott and Denny Hamlin prior to all the drivers dropping to the rear, including Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, William Byron, among the drivers going to the rear of the field. So, again, a lot of drivers going to the rear of the field, but at the very least, Catherine Legg is in the field. That's the big one, as I believe she's the only open car dropping to the rear of the field. But once you're in the race, open car kind of stops being a thing. You're just another car in the field. And there we go. And I say, Michael McDowell, one of 3 race drivers to finish top 10 in both Chicago street course races. Obviously, SVG had a mechanical issue last year, I believe, that took him out of contention early on. Yeah, but there we go. Bracket matchup, Allmendinger versus Gibbs is the matchup to watch. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like one to keep an eye on here. And if SVG had been able to make it into the bracket challenge, he could have very well upset some brackets. because I think he would have had a good shot to advance. And ooh, man, that old pro car for Byron is really cool. I might have to get that diecast because that is a really sick looking car. And they're talking about the cut line battle, but that cut line battle could go out the window the second Michael McDowell takes that lead, because Buescher goes from 52 above to, I believe he might end up below after that. But here we go. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. We are racing here in Chicago. So there we go. Michael McDowell able to jump ahead of SVG. SVG, though, with the crossover move. Heading on to this first longish straightaway here as they're crossing each other over. Michael McDowell, SVG. McDowell able to hold off to the first very long straightaway. Hitting 140 for the first time today. And there we go. Michael McDowell to the top of the board. And now it's going to be SVG versus the Michael Jordan car of car 45 of Reddick. 45 of Reddick trying to put that pressure on. You also got the Slurpee machine of Kyle Busch making some good progress here. Let's go. And again, man, the that 24 car looks so cool. Like, honestly, I would love if that was the one of the Byron's long-term partners there. And here we go, popping that line. We got Chase Briscoe looking up the inside of 77. Carson Hocevar, who's dropping like a rock here. Carson Hocevar dropped all the way outside the top 10 to start this, all the way to 7th here to start this race. But yeah, through the first 20 lap segment here, it's going to be a lot of racing to go. And again, I think everybody knows they're kind of racing to this rain caution that is somewhere about an hour, hour and a half out. So you do not want to hang back and wait. You want to try and gain as many spots as quickly as you can. But again, Michael McDowell out in front of the field. SVG looks somewhat content to just kind of wait in second here. Let McDowell potentially burn up his stuff a little bit more than he should while running ahead. And SVG will be patient, make the right moves, because again, SVG is one of the best road racers on the planet, especially stock car road racers. So there we go. Yeah, Michael McDowell, he's gotten the lead, but again, the question is for how long? Alright, so again, right now, we've got Austin Dillon up inside the top 10. That's not bad. How is AJ Allmendinger doing? That's going to be one I'm going to want to keep an eye on when we get a chance to see it, when the thing rotates around. There it is. Allmendinger up to 13th. Okay, not doing too terrible there for AJ. It'll be challenging for the top 10 soon enough, but as of right now, again, Michael McDowell's going to try and put some distance between himself and SVG, trying to make a statement here early that this is not SVG's race to win. Yeah, and in fact, that SVG is beatable was, I believe, a direct quote from Michael McDowell earlier this week when, in an interview. So, I certainly hope so, because I think Mike McDowell at this race is a big. This is a big chance for Michael McDowell to win his way to the playoffs here. Byron rolling extremely slow here, only going 50 miles an hour. I don't know if that's, if he's, just lost any sort of power. And he's going to go ahead and pull this one around. Looks like he might be heading for pit road here early. So, any William Byron believers, I think you're about to be a little bit let down here as right now the battle at the front of the field. You got Michael McDowell, who has led every lap of the race here, and caution flag flies. Oh, please tell me Byron made it to the pit road. What's the caution for? 3 laps in here, Michael McDowell hanging on to a lead over SVG, but it won't matter how big the lead is, because there's a caution flag coming. The last 3 road course finishes for Ryan Preece. 25th, 23rd, and then 15th at Mexico City. So, again, not a great set of races there for Ryan Preece, although he looked to have a much better spot. And, oh, there's a spin. Looked like Hocevar. Oh, there's a big pile up behind Hocevar. A parking lot has appeared on one of the straightaways here. Again, the Ziegler machine of Carson Hocevar goes around. And let's see who else is in it. It is Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez, Austin Dillon. Not sure who that car is. Looks like the 38 of Zane Smith. We got Will Brown in it. We got Riley Herbst is in it. And that is a parking lot there on the straightaway. Oh, it just comes to Hocevar overdrives the corner, destroys the front axle, and then has nowhere to go as everybody else just starts piling in, carrying way too much speed. Eric Jones also gets kind of shoved into the fence at a somewhat low rate of speed as he and others were trying to avoid this one. But again, there was just no time for the 40 for the rest of the cars to try and find their way around that. The 6 of Keselowski, just everybody. And so that is a big crash there. First caution flag of the afternoon. And boop. So yeah, definitely just feel terrible. That's just a driver mistake by Carson Hocevar. One of those mistakes and Allmendinger scrapes by with a little bit of damage as well. So Allmendinger may be one to keep an eye on there, but he may have some damage as well here. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the result of that damage is going to be. It's like 4 out of the 20 laps so far have been completed. Yeah, they've got safety teams out there to go ahead and fix that one. But yeah, we are just under another commercial break, or we're going to be going to another commercial break here. And sorry, that's not the 34 Zane Smith. That was the 30. Sorry, that was not the 38 of Zane Smith. It was the 34 of Todd Gilliland involved. But yep, again, just a massive crash. Hopefully, everybody is okay there. So, yep, red flag is coming out to stop and try and get this one cleaned up. But there we go. Was 47 in it? No, I think 47 was far enough back. We're actually going to get to see another slow-mo replay of it. So we'll go ahead and I'll count out car numbers that I see involved here. But Allmendinger got a decent chunk of that too. So yeah, here we go. The 77 hits the 3. The 60 gets by and they cut away. Come on, man. But yeah, come on. But yeah, AJ Allmendinger, I think, also got a piece of that one despite being in 11th place. Gained a lot of spots there as he was able to sneak through, but man, that was a mess. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. But yeah, that race was definitely a. How did Kitty do with the fireworks? My dogs did well. I was not home for 4th of July because I was out at the dirt track, but I didn't see very many fireworks on the entire drive home, so I'm assuming that fireworks were minimal this year, which is really weird. But yeah. But yeah, Kitty usually does pretty well with the fireworks. He just kind of chills there, doesn't really pay much attention to what's going on outside the house, unless it's a squirrel. Then he'll go ahead and pay all the attention. Once he hears that there's a squirrel there, he's like, "Oh, where? Kind of like a dog, actually." But yeah, no, he doesn't usually have much for problems when it comes to fireworks. So, but yeah, it really was kind of shocked with how little fireworks I saw because for the Celebration of America 300, how do you not have a single firework go off? I mean, I will give benefit of the doubt to Oxford Plains Speedway, the people who put on the race, because they did a great job with everything else. I have to assume that maybe the rain the night before just waterlogged all their fireworks, so they were unable to do it. That is my best guess as to why there was not a single firework at the Celebration of America 300. I mean, the name of the race on its own tells you that there probably should be a firework somewhere. Don't know where, but there should definitely be a firework somewhere in that one. But yeah, so yeah, we are just relaxing here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, so there we go. All right, here we go. Another replay. 77, the 3. And yeah, Allmendinger gets hit by the 6. And then we had Josh Berry sliding in at the very last moment with the 43 minimal contact there. I did not see Stenhouse anywhere in the picture, so. Yeah, looks like Stenhouse will be okay. The rest of them, you might want to call it in here because I think it's done for most of those guys. All right, so there we go. In-season tournament bracket. They're down to the final 8 here. Yeah, or sorry, the final 16. We've got Ty Dillon versus Keselowski. With Keselowski being in that wreck, I think Ty Dillon will advance. Bowman should be able to get this one fairly easily over Wallace because Bubba Wallace was just nowhere to be seen yesterday in practice or qualifying. Or in practice, he was top of the board, but in qualifying, he couldn't do anything. He was like 15 seconds off the pace of the leader. And oh no, Hocevar's car breaks the tow truck. But yeah, that's funny watching the car just fight its way off the tow truck there. Again, we're still under a red flag here on lap 4. Again, I'm curious to see the damage on AJ Allmaire's car because he took a pretty significant shot to that rear corner, to the rear wheel, but say he may be okay. Ty Dillon, Denny Hamlin have moved up into the top 30, and again, Brad Keselowski and others dropping all the way down to the bottom of the field. Again, it looks like Byron will be the dead last driver tonight, but there are about there's about 3 to 4 cars there that definitely will not be making a return to this race. So. But yeah, there we go. And we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Seeing people on people already talking about people already talking about whatchamacallit. Yeah, it's a huge chance for the 24 team if they're able to diagnose the problem and get back out on track. If not, though, this could be a huge opportunity for a different team. Sorry. That would be Chase Elliott, who is trying to take that points lead and managed to sneak through the single file train past the area, going extremely slow as and man, there's just so much Arby's branding all over the walls of the of this place. But yep, so there we go. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Currently under the red flag here. 3 laps into this race. Should be closing in on 4 when they get this thing back going. But yeah, I would love to see, I'd like to see Elliott be able to get some revenge on this track and pull his way back up there, but I just don't know if it'll happen. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Well, since we're going to be here for a minute, what do we want to do here? Let's go ahead and do a pack of Pokemon cards while we're waiting here. This makes me wish they would go back to Daytona for 4th of July weekend. I agree. I think I would like to see Daytona return as the 4th of July race. I think that they've got something that they really like, which is Daytona as the season finale. So maybe Atlanta could become the new 4th of July special. But I would like to see a nighttime oval on Saturday night of the 4th of July weekend rather than a Sunday afternoon race at the very end of the 4th of July weekend. That was always the thing I really enjoyed about 4th of July weekend, is that you had the race on Saturday and then you still had Sunday to enjoy beforehand. So let's see what we get here. Alright, we got Score Bunny. As I'm just opening a pack here. Ooh, we got a trumpet. That's actually pretty playable. That's another playable card there. Reverse. No cool thing in the reverse spot, and just a hollow. Alright, well, we got two. Let's say we got two playable cards out of that. Or at least two cards that I know that are playable. So yeah, we're just chilling out here. As I say, Ray sends the great fireworks display too. Yeah, that's another thing. Is just the fact that you're able to do a lot more when you have a nice nighttime backdrop to race up against. And I say with a day race, although I say a day race, we haven't had a daytime Chicago race yet because they've all happened in the later evening due to rain, and it looks like this one might be similar. All right, there we go. Red Sox up. There we go. Red Sox up 4-1 over the Nationals. We've been killing them all week. So I would hope that we were able to beat them, but again, our history in not being able to beat good teams, or beat bad teams, I mean. Because we'll play good against good teams, but the second we have to play a team that's relatively not great, well, we just lose any sort of competence. Wait, what? But yeah, Jones is definitely not second. I say Ty Dillon may advance through the tournament, though, and that's going to be a big one if Ty Dillon can advance to that third round. I mean, who had Ty Dillon making it to the third round when he had to face Denny Hamlin and now Brad Keselowski in this round? So starting positions, let's see. Where is Eric Jones? I believe he is going to be 22nd as they are going to be getting ready to go back racing here. A lot of teams have the wet tires ready, and again, we know we're probably going to have to use them at some point. We just don't know when. Let's say. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see some throwbacks to the old Bill Elliott cars. Maybe do the Mac Tonight scheme one year, but yeah, the old standard red and yellow McDonald's car would be another one that they could definitely do. Considering they have the same sponsor, it's not like they have to go out and get permission from McDonald's to do the sponsorship. And there we go, back to yellow. We're back to yellow flag racing. Let's see. Ty Dillon. Let's see. Again, Mike McDowell out in front of the field here. SVG, Kyle Busch, Reddick the top four. Buescher rounds out your top five drivers right now. It's a really good set of drivers here. Hey Trev, how's it going? What do I think about that pileup? Well, there goes a lot of contenders' days who otherwise we're gonna have pretty good days, but I mean, that was just a bad mistake, but a bad time and a bad mistake there by a driver who I think most of us at least think is fairly decent when it comes to cars most of our. I think a lot of us assume. Oh, and Kyle Larson has stopped on track. Why is Larson stopped on the track? We are currently at a commercial break, so we will not. It'll take a minute to figure that one out. All right, come on, come on, come on. Let's see. All right, Kyle Larson gets it refired. Not sure what the problem was there. I would find it strange if that was a penalty, because one, that they would just send him down pit road, not pull him over to the side of the racetrack. But all right, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Pit road's open, or at the very least, there are drivers coming down pit road, including the 41 of Cole Custer, going to come down and get some service here. Did you hear about what Austin said about Carson Hocevar? No, I did not. As I have not been, I have subtitles on, but I have not been reading it. So, let's see. Well, NASCAR just said that the walls are around the street course are around 10,000 pounds. So, I mean, yeah, but you also have to have durable walls. You can't make those walls like 100 pounds and just let the cars run into them and move the walls 10 feet. So, I mean, that's pretty normal. That's pretty expected that the walls are going to be heavy. And yeah, it instantly broke the axle of the car. Okay, yeah, shock. Shock and surprise. So there we go. So it looks like Larson might be a battery voltage issue. Let's see. And because the track is so narrow coming out of that turn, it cost everybody that was probably anywhere from 95 to 120. Well, yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, though, that you learn it in practice and qualifying. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, essentially, Austin Dillon just called Carson Hocevar a jerk for lack of to try and keep this kid friendly. But yeah, yeah, and Dillon was certainly not happy about Hocevar, and it was and to his credit, the mistake was entirely a Carson Hocevar issue. I mean, the track has been like that all weekend. Hocevar has made his way around there quite a bit, and then just overdrove at that time. It wasn't even like he was too wide and got shoved wide into a mistake. Because at least if that was the case, I could at least come up with a reason why maybe it wasn't entirely a Hocevar issue. But Hocevar just driving a little bit like a rookie there. Let's see. I know this is probably crazy, but Chase Elliott's your favorite driver. He's already gotten 7 road course wins. Hope he can pull it off. Well, he did manage to squeeze through that wreck with minimal issues, so I certainly wouldn't say it's the craziest prediction I've ever heard. Thank you, JP, for making sure that stat will pretty much never get broken. For craziest things I've ever heard. Eric Jones is going to come into the pits, get some service, get checked on as he got squeezed into the fence there. Exactly. I mean, because yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, the walls being 10,000 pounds is not at all surprising. So, and again, it's one of those things that all these drivers know that the wall is there. Kind of like the Wall of Champions, if I'm remembering correctly, back in at the streets of at the old Toronto street course for IndyCar. Oh no, 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 no! The hood going up on Chris Buescher's car. And the hood is up on Chris Buescher's race car, and man, this yellow is taking forever. But yeah, man, what a race so far here. All right, let's see. Again, right now we're waiting to see what the issue is going to be there, but yeah, exactly. There was nothing. There was nothing anybody behind Hosvar was really going to be able to do. Certainly not that next 2 or 3 cars. But yeah, so again, they've got the hood up on Buscher's car trying to figure something out, but no idea what the problem is there, and that certainly is not good. All right, here we go. Choose gun time. Michael McDowell. Come on. Really? All right, there we go. Michael McDowell's going to take the inside line here on the restart. He'll have Kyle Busch on his back bumper. SVG will take the outside line with Reddick on his rear bumper. Briscoe Priest row 3. Row 4 is going to be Gibbs and Bell. Allmendinger gets into row 5. So yeah, Allmendinger and Logano will make up row number 5 here as we are going to be going back racing. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. There's not much you can do, but you also don't expect drivers to, they don't expect a driver to make that. As I say, drivers are going to say things at the end of the moment that are definitely not reflective of what they think the entire time. I mean, think about what Stenhouse. Stenhouse after the initial contact with Hosvar, he softened some of his stances and then got absolutely justified when he got wiped out at Mexico. But we've seen drivers soften stances that they have said before when they go ahead and have that pop up. So here we go. Yep, we are getting ready to go back. Green pace cars off. Green, green, green. Green flags out. Michael McDowell to the lead. Let's go. Michael McDowell able to control the start. Gets this one back out in front. We've got SVG to second. Busch and Reddick retake their spots in third and fourth. The battle is for fifth between the 60 of Priest and the 19 of Briscoe. As they are weaving their way through this one, looks like Briscoe versus Priest, they are going to still be side by side here. Briscoe's going to be able to clear for the fifth position. Briscoe's able to clear for fifth here, making their way through this one. Here comes Ty Gibbs looking up the inside on Ryan Priest, and Ty Gibbs is going to make this pass. As Ty Gibbs goes through on the inside of those 2 corners, takes this lead, and there goes Ryan Priest dropping back to 7th here as making some progress. But yeah, right now though, here comes the 20 of Christopher Bell trying to make a move. Ryan Priest trying to look to the outside to try and make a move on Ty Gibbs. Almost gives up the inside line to Christopher Bell, able to get back in front of him and make the block, but man, that was a risky move there by Ryan Priest. Trying to go and get a pass around the outside on Gibbs just to have another Gibbs driver on your rear bumper. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit rough. Seems like Allmendinger not really being overly affected by that tag he got on the rear wheel when he was sneaking by that wreckage. So good on Allmendinger to not be not seemingly being super affected by this one. We got 8 laps to go, 8 more times around here. SVG versus Michael McDowell. SVG all over that back bumper of McDowell, trying to create some pressure, maybe force McDowell into a mistake here before SVG eventually will just decide that he needs to make the move now. So we're making some progress through this field, though. Again, Michael McDowell out in front of the field. We're currently only 8 laps in here. Let's take a quick peek over at the IndyCar stuff. But yeah, again, so far, Michael McDowell doing a great job to hold him off here. All right, they got 10 to go in IndyCar, and okay, it's below with a 2.5, 3-second lead over teammate Scott Dixon. Yep, definitely glad I was watching this race. It's been slightly more competitive. But yeah, so again, right now, though, SVG trying everything he can to just rocket his way around this track. Seems like SVG definitely has a lot more a lot more of a fire underneath him here to try and make some things happen. Now, obviously, he's also got the confidence that he's got to win already in the bank, so he doesn't need to win this race the way that Michael McDowell basically needs to win it to have a shot to bounce back after 3 runs of 30th or worse the last couple weeks. So, again, Michael McDowell trying to bounce back here. And yeah, so officially Hocevar, Dylan, Keselowski, all out. There we go. Again, Bubba Wallace, one of the bigger movers here through the field. Hamlin, Elliott up multiple spots as well. In fact, 14 and 17 spots there for Hamlin and Elliott. Bubba Wallace is up 19 spots all the way up to spot number 18. Making some good progress through this field, but again, you've just got the question of how far can these guys go? All right, so there we go. Again, right now, Chastain, Blaney, Zane Smith, some of the drivers who have made their way up into the top 15 to try and knock on the door for a top 10 spot. And hey, Allmendinger, the fact that he's managed to actually, because that was a significant hit to the rear of his car, manages to brush it off, and looks like Allmendinger may very well get to the top, get a top 10 finish here today. Might even contend for the win at the end of this thing. And if it does end up being a McDowell versus Allmendinger win, I will be very torn as to who to root for, and I will be very happy regardless of who wins it. So, yeah, there we go. Elliott, third biggest mover with 14 spots. Yep. Yeah, Kyle Larson making some big moves. Alex Bowman from the rear of the field up here. And, I mean, hey, he's had some good runs this year at the road courses. Ninth at Coda, and then the fifth place, top 5 finish at whatchamacallit, at Mexico last month. Certainly a good bit of momentum to ride, and honestly, he would have had a really good finish at the Roval if it wasn't for the penalty that sent him to the rear of the field for that one. And it cost him a playoff spot there, his spot in the next round of playoffs too that day. Again, right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Richmond Raceway, this 3-day weekend under the lights at the short track here. We got, we should have, I think, what is it? Is it just Trucks and Cup that weekend, or is it Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup? If it's 3 days, I would expect 3 races. Let's see. Oh no, it's Whelen Modifieds, Trucks, and Cup. So Whelen Modifieds the 3rd series that day. So the Xfinity Series gets that week off. But I get to watch 2 races on that week. That'll be a great one. And obviously we got pretty big day that week. A weekend of absolutely no significance to anybody in this room. Alright, but yeah, we have crossed the halfway point in this stage. Mike McDowell has now led 10 laps of the race so far. Now he's led 11 laps led so far on the day. We are essentially live as far forward as we can go on the time sheet. Alright, so we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got Max Verstappen popping on in. Welcome on in. How did F1 go for you today, Max? Even though I'm relatively confident that that's not actually Max, but let's actually see. Since we're under commercial break and we've got the same battle we've been talking about for a little while now, SVG just trying to stalk. Yeah, I kind of assumed it was fake Max. If it was real Max, I would have been questioning why you were hanging out in a random NASCAR one rather than hanging out on iRacing. But yep, hey, a top 5 finish there. I mean, I know it's not what say Verstappen, what the expectations are for Verstappen, but you can never really be too upset with the top 5 day. Could have been worse. Could have been like your teammate, which, where did he finish? Did you not have a teammate today? I'm starting to wonder. Did? I'm gonna say, because I'm not seeing a second Red Bull car on the grid. So who is the other Red Bull car? Okay, it's Yuki Tsunoda. So where did... Oh, yeah, there he is. Red Bull Racing. He finished 15th, 1 lap down. So yeah, definitely could have been worse. But yeah, currently in terms of driver standings, Verstappen currently sits in a fairly distant 3rd place. And Red Bull as a team are currently the 4th best team on the grid. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Oh wait, you're talking about the Cup race. I was talking F1 for a minute. Michael McDowell and SVG have taken off. A 4-second gap between SVG in 2nd and Kyle Busch in 3rd. Wow. Again, we knew SVG was going to be booking it around here, and Michael McDowell is matching him stride for stride here. An absolutely electric start to this one. So yeah, great run there for those 2 drivers. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Again, we're expecting around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so about an hour out. We're expecting some potential weather for the race. And in addition, coming with it will also likely be some thunder and lightning, which could put us under a red flag, hence the poll we've got in the chat for the weather delay. All right, let's see. Chicago weather. Let's just see to make sure that nothing's gone kind of off course. Yeah, no, it looks like we're set for about... All right, percentages have increased, but the time duration of the thunderstorm has decreased. So it looks like it'll be from about an hour and a half, 2-hour storm from 3 to 4 p.m. Central Time. Let's see. I think Larson, Elliott, Bowman are waiting for the end of the stage. Well, yeah, I think they will absolutely pit to the... I think they'll all pit before the end of the stage because they're nowhere near points positions. But honestly, I'd be shocked if... I wouldn't be shocked if they stay kind of relatively quiet today. I mean, again, their best shot is once they get track position to not give it up, but getting track positions is easier said than done, so we'll have to wait and see where they cycle out at the end of the stage when they inevitably will pit before the end of the stage. And again, I'm kind of expecting... Oh! Bowman goes around! Alex Bowman goes around. So yeah, Alex Bowman just goes for a simple spin there right off the book there, but yeah. Surprised the Kyle Busch is in 3rd. I mean, he ran top 5 at Circuit of the Americas earlier this year, and if it wasn't for the bowling ball incident that got him taken out of the, where he ended up taking out like 4 drivers out of the Mexico City race, he probably could have finished top 5 there. We didn't really get much of a chance to see. But yeah, I mean, Kyle Busch being good on a road course is not overly unsurprising. And certainly is helped by the fact that guys like Larson and Elliott having to come from deep in the field, and some of the others like Hocevar and more specifically William Byron have all had issues with their cars. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, let's see. Hey Ryan, am I tripping, or is that Kevin Harvick thing behind you real, or is it just a video edit? Yeah. So no, it's very much real. I've got Kevin Harvick standing right here. Well, not real Kevin Harvick, but yeah. Local bottle redemption place a while back was rotating out decor, and this was going to be going away. So yeah, we asked if we could take it, and yeah, they let us have it. So that's how I got Kevin Harvick. But yeah, so yeah, Kevin's usually he's just usually off in the corner, and I decided to bring him into the picture shot for this one. But yeah, no, it's real. So yep, trust me. If it says 7 seconds on your TV, yeah, it has grown to 7 seconds. Yep, 7 second lead between Vin Gisbergen and Kyle Busch. Mike McDowell's starting to hold off SVG, though. He's got nearly a full second between himself and the 88 for the lead. But yeah, Kyle Busch is definitely... Kyle Busch and the rest of the field, though, are in a different league all their own tonight. I mean, there's no keeping up with SVG, and somehow McDowell is doing it. But, yep. There we go. Ryan Preece down into the corner. We've got the 54 of Ty Gibbs holding off Ryan Preece here for the 6th position here. Ryan Preece looking up the inside, and Preece will take it there with a very commanding move up the inside. Gibbs gives him all the room possible, and Preece moves right on through that one. I think Ty Gibbs may have known that, hey, we're coming to the end of a stage. I don't need to fight for my life for this placement, especially because Ty Gibbs is really kind of in a must-win position to make the playoff versus Ryan Preece, who theoretically could point his way in and will absolutely, if he does point his way in, is going to need every point available and would be willing to fight tooth and nail for a extra spot or two. So here we go. The 12 car comes to pit road. The 12 car Blaney hits pit road. We got him. We got Josh Berry both hitting pit road here. Chris Buescher ending up one lap down. He'll end up getting that lap back in the end of the thing. And here we go. Larson coming out of pit road as well. Larson came to pit road. Byron, I believe he may have had an engine completely quit on him. So he... in fact, I thought that might have been the cause for the caution initially. So he'd slowed to nearly a stop before the wreck happened. So that's how that happens. Well, if everybody hitting the if everybody hit the sub button here, we might jump all the way up to like 3.13 subscribers. Or 3.13K. But yeah, we're currently sitting at 3104, which is certainly definitely cool. We managed to get all the way up to 3,000 subscribers. And yeah, here we go. Okay, William Byron's officially out of the race. I'm still seeing him listed off track, not out of the race, but yeah, I mean, fixing an engine like that doesn't usually happen overnight, so. And Mike McDowell has now gotten to a 1.4 second lead over SVG. So I think SVG has decided that he is not going to win this battle with Mike McDowell. Although if that far back, he won't even be in a position to try and pit before the end of the stage. So here we go. Ty Gibbs hits pit road. Allmendinger on pit road. A lot of guys hitting pit road here trying to get this flipping of the stages going. Bell, Allmendinger, Logano, Bubba Wallace, Jones, Hamlin, Elliott, Haley, all coming down pit road. It is a complete and total meeting here on pit road of so many cars. There we go. Looks like Gibbs and Gregson are going to come off 11th and 12th here on the pit road. Say hi to Willow. Okay, well, hi, Willow. Not sure who Willow is because the name on there is Jalen, it looks like. But as I say, we've got 3 laps to go here in the NASCAR in the first stage. And penalty for Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell, pit penalty here. I believe that is going to send him back down pit road for a pass-through penalty, which would be a... And there we go. SVG does dive to pit road here. Mike McDowell going to stay out, get the stage win and the playoff point involved. So there we go. Yeah, well, again, they were getting ready to get rid of it anyway, so... So, yeah, definitely cool. And, hey, maybe I'll get a Ross Chastain one of these days, too. But, yeah, Christopher Bell too fast entering. We got SVG coming down pit road. So, Mike McDowell stays on track and will win this stage. Kyle Busch in second. Tyler Reddick to third. Fourth will be Briscoe. Fifth, Priest. Sixth, Chastain. Seventh is Nemechek. Eighth, Zane Smith. Ninth, Austin Hill. And rounding out your top 10 right now, SVG is still inside the top 10, which tells me that a lot of people pit before the end of this stage. So Gregson pit at lap 5, but not at this, not under this most recent green flag run. Cody Ware and Balicki, the only other drivers inside the top 20 who have not pit at all yet. Outside of the obvious, the front 9. There we go. Everybody kind of just working their way through this one. Yeah, SVG, yep, definitely came into the pits here as they're going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go for 1 lap to go for Michael McDowell. He's going to try and lap this the 41 car of Cole Custer. I don't know if he'll be able to do it, but Mike McDowell, he has got to try to lap him, because if he laps him here, let's see. What is someone? I'm not seeing anyone being rude there, Trev. Either that or I just can't see the posts. I legit don't see the messages that you are referring to. But yeah, again, here we go. 1 lap to go here. Mike McDowell. I don't know. I don't see the 41 out in front of him anymore. So it looks like the 41 might hang on to this lead lap position, which means I believe it's going to be a battle between Buescher and Bell, but fighting to try and get back on the lead lap here. But yeah, again, 1 lap to go. Final couple corners here. 2 corners to go. McDowell through turn 11, down turn over the hill, down turn towards turn 12 here. Michael McDowell is going to win this stage uncontested. Does not get anywhere near close to lapping Cole Custer, but he does put a massive amount of gap between himself and second place here, which Kyle Busch now finishes second. Third, Reddick. Fourth, Briscoe. Fifth will be Ryan Preece. Sixth will be Chastain. Seventh, John Hunter Nemechek. Eighth, Zane Smith. Ninth, Austin Hill. And Noah Gragson holds on for a top 10. SVG misses out on playoff points here. Misses out on any kind of stage points, although points aren't going to matter for him because he'll make the playoffs regardless with the win. And let's go, Michael McDowell with the stage win. All right, well, let's see. All right, well, again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this all shakes out, though, when we re-rack them, because that's going to be SVG in the lead. And who's going to be second place here on this restart, anyway, when we go and do the re-rack? It's going to be SVG, Ty Gibbs, Allmendinger. So we may see Allmendinger contend for a stage win here. Again, a 25-lap stage as opposed to a 20-lap stage. It's going to be tough, but I think we could see I think we'd see either Ty Gibbs or AJ Allmendinger, one of the two of them, try and beat SVG to the corner. And as we saw, if you can get out ahead of SVG and be able to lead this one straight through to the checkers, I mean, SVG has still not led a lap in this race, despite the fact that he started this race in the lead. So. Alright, let's go ahead and do another pack of Pokemon cards just because we're trying to kill time while we're under these extremely long caution flags. Let's see. Who you guys pulling for? Well, as if I haven't made it abundantly clear that I am absolutely... Oh, I thought it was going to be the free pass that they were announcing for Chris Buescher. Who was the free pass? The free pass is going to be Chris Buescher because Christopher Bell, after his penalty... Okay, so Christopher Bell's penalty must have been tacked onto this restart, so he'll be tailing the longest line at the end of this caution flag, which is actually more of a penalty. Although if he ended up a lap down, I guess that would have been worse, so... But yeah, I'm definitely pulling for Michael McDowell here. And nothing in that pack either. Oh well. Just clearing out some of the variety out of my box of packs. But yep, so again, this one though was led wire to wire here. Definitely an interesting one as we're getting down to it again. About half an hour out from some of this rain and thunder. Let's check our weather app here. My weather app is saying Chicago is already starting to see a drizzle, which would not be great, but did they just say Tyler Reddick is going to stay out here? Say Tyler Reddick is going to stay out and try and nurse this thing around to the point where he may nurse it to the rain. And there's the safety crew, I believe, doing a little bit of additional work up around the part where I believe the 77 crashed out, but alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, they are waving the yellow flags in all the corners. Again, they are just going to... Hopefully we'll get a chance to see this... them come down pit road. I'm curious to see, though, if anyone else is going to be going ahead. My TV is like a minute and a half faster, so some of the comments might take a minute. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Because I watch on YouTube TV, which is usually a little bit delayed, and okay, everybody's staying out. What? Okay, they must be very confident that we're going to get a... They got to be pretty confident that we are going to get a yellow for rain here shortly because... Yeah. And the mandatory rain tires, because otherwise, why not come on to pit road here? So here we go again. Craftsman. I love the Craftsman car. Like that's one I kind of wish would just become Christopher Bell's thing because the DeWalt car just looks like every other DeWalt car that Eric Jones and Matt Kenseth kind of made their careers in. Like give Craftsman, like make Christopher Bell the Craftsman guy, and I think you create a little bit more brand recognition there. And again, it's not like DeWalt won't be part of the history. And maybe for throwback weekend, you bring back the DeWalt brand, but make the Craftsman the primary brand. I mean, that would be my personal way. I'd like to see it. But they go to commercial break, and we are just chilling here. All right, let's go ahead and do another pack here. Cause again, here we go. Let's see. Cheesy. During the practice, when there's a red flag, why does the practice clock keep going? That's because they have they have to get the practice in a certain amount of time. They can't, unlike during a race, they have to, and you see it during the red flags at the 24 hours of Daytona. You'll see that the clock will tick under some of the red flags, and that's just part of timed events in racing. They usually get about, say, for example, let's say they have an hour-long practice session. They usually have, say, an hour and 30 minutes to get the window to get the event in. So they have 30 minutes to play with. So the first 30 minutes of yellow/red flag time period will not count. And then after you get through that first 30-minute session, the first 30 minutes of red during the session, then it ends up jumping to start taking the time because they just have to get through it. Here we go. Nope. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here getting ready for this race to continue, and let's see what we got. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here getting ready for this one. They're tuning in for the alt cast here, but actually, you know what? Let's take a look at some of these other battles, see if there's any of them that are relatively close. But yeah, I mean, I will say the in-season challenge, I think, had a lot of heat taken out of it. So Ty Dillon will officially beat Brad Keselowski as Brad Keselowski's DNF'd. Ryan Preece is currently in position to beat Noah Gragson, currently 15th to 5th to 25th is the positioning there. Then you've got Bubba Wallace, who currently is about 7 spots behind Bubba Wallace is 15 spots ahead of Alex Bowman. Tyler Reddick has gotten his win over Carson Hocevar for sure. Ty Gibbs currently holds a 1-position lead over AJ Allmendinger, so that is about as fragile as it gets. You got John Hunter Nemechek, who is roughly 15 spots ahead of Chase Elliott, who's all the way back in 22nd. Eric Jones currently holds about a 3 to 4 spot lead over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Chris Buescher currently 31st to Zane Smith 33rd here as we get ready to go back racing. So a little bit of an update there on those ones. Again, not a whole lot of change. Say 2 guys locked in already for wins. And here we go. 8 drivers yet to pit as we get ready to go back racing here. SVG inside the top 10. As we are going to be getting geared up, ready for this one. It's going to be Mike McDowell versus Kyle Busch. McDowell's going to need the run of his life here as we go green flag racing here for stage number 2. We'll have about 21 laps to go when we hit the green flag here. McDowell and others are hoping on a caution flag here for rain, where they're all required to come in and get 4 tires. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are racing again here. So there we go. Mike McDowell out in front of the field. Kyle Busch to second. Here comes Tyler Reddick up into third place. Oh, 3 wide for third. Briscoe, Priest, and Tyler Reddick all fighting it out for this one. Looks like Tyler Reddick is going to claim this one. No, Briscoe's still on the outside trying to challenge for this spot. Meanwhile, here comes AJ Allmendinger around the outside of Ty Gibbs trying to take that spot away from him. And it looks like a lot of these drivers are getting very hungry and very aggressive to try and take some of these spots away. SVG kind of just sitting back in the 11th or 12th spot here and just being like, yeah, I'm just going to wait and see how this goes because I've got fresh tires. The rest of these guys don't. And especially for the ones that are kind of playing that game of, okay, are we going to get a rain caution? If not, they are all going to have to pit and will lose significant track position. So, again, I'm curious to see if this can work out for Mike McDowell, Kyle Busch, Reddick, Briscoe, Priest. But, again, as of right now, really, I mean, Austin Hill is kind of the biggest dart throw of them all. But, we'll have to wait and see if they can pull this one off or not. As they're working their way through this one, 5 laps into this stage, making this one pretty close to the same length as the previous stage if you didn't count the caution laps. All right, so there we go. Oh, Bubba Wallace is around. Bubba Wallace is around in the corner. Looks like he's got, oh no, never mind, sorry. I thought it looked like he had a part hanging off of him, but it was just kind of the optical illusion of the way that the road was painted. So there we go. Bubba Wallace is going to resume racing, so no caution flag for that. So there we go. Again, these guys trying to hang on for a potential rain caution, and so far I'm not seeing any rain on the track as of right now. It does, my weather app does still say it's drizzly in Chicago, and we've actually had the lightning is now extended for another hour or 2 from where it was originally predicted. So we very well may be seeing this race get delayed for the second half. But we have completed 1/4 of the race, and all we have to do is get to lap, what would it be? Half of 75, that would be like, what, 37 and a half, I think? Yeah, so they have to get to lap 38 for this race to be official today, which I think the race would have to be official anyway today, regardless, because of the fact that the way that the street course schedule is, you kind of gotta have these roads reopened for people's daily lives to be able to continue. All right, so there we go. Bowman versus Bubba Wallace here, dueling this one out. All right, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Oh, but yeah, they're talking about the in-season challenge here, and again, the fact that Austin Hill is inside the top 10 is insane. But right now, SVG, Allmendinger, and Gibbs all trying to put as much pressure on this field as they can to try and force them into a mistake with the tires. Again, so far, Mike McDowell already a 1 second gap over Busch. Again, McDowell has led Green so far, green to checker. He has led line to line every single lap. The only lap he didn't lead, the only time he wasn't the leader was on the pace laps before the scene began with SVG out in front. And here we go, SVG down into these final two or three corners here. To complete this lap, he cannot get around Briscoe, and it looks like he is going to have to settle for being in 6th place here as he crosses the line. All right, so there we go. Yeah, right now we're 8 laps in here. McDowell doing a pretty good job over hanging out, and actually Reddick takes the spot up over Kyle Busch. So Kyle Busch back to 3rd, Reddick up to 2nd, but again, Mike McDowell just kind of leaving them behind on these road courses. I gotta give massive credit to Tyler Reddick or to Michael McDowell for being able to hang on this well. I mean, I know we always kind of talk about him as one of the road ringers. I don't think he yet. I mean, obviously, take it with a grain of salt because I am one of the biggest Mike McDowell fans you are likely to ever see. But yeah, I think Mike McDowell has a real shot to try and hang on to win this one. And again, I don't think he gets quite the respect he deserves because a lot of people will talk about him as, oh, all he can do is win road races. And it's like, yep, sure. But he's also way more consistent on the ovals than anyone else. And so far, fastest lap award is going to SVG. Shane Van Gisbergen has the fastest lap of the race by 0.2 of a second right now. And again, right now, SVG trying to work his way up. He's all the way up to 4th here. So SVG passes for 4th. He's 4.5 seconds back, but he can try and run him down the best he can. All right, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So, again, this is the poll, by the way, is again a hypothetical if we get a rain caution because as of right rain break because again we're expecting thunder and lightning later. It is weather is never a guarantee as we got the sun poking its head out here down this part of the course. And here we go, SVG getting to the back bumper. Kyle Busch going to see if he can make this pass. Up the inside goes SVG. Kyle Busch on older tires just lets him right on through. Granted, if you try to fight him off, I think you were just going to end up hurting yourself there at the end. So ends up giving up the spot with relative ease. And Josh Berry spun around the wrong way here. And that front end is very much crunched in. I'm curious if we're going to see a red flag come out. Or a yellow, I mean, not a red, but a yellow flag come out here as he is currently sitting just trying to wait until he can get this thing refired. If he cannot get it refired, it will be a yellow flag coming out. Micah McDowell still in the lead. Still has a good chance here. But again, right now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen here. Barry in the red number 21 trying to hang on here. No caution yet. No yellows yet. There should be, but there is no caution yet. It seems like they're going to try and wait till the leaders get really close to him and then call a caution. I mean, at this point, it does not look like Barry was going to get it going by any stretch, but yeah, right now, SVG is closing on Reddick, and he's closing on the leader of Michael McDowell pretty well, too, so starting to think that maybe if SVG gets up there, McDowell will either have to find some more speed and hope that he can get there, or McDowell will just have to give up the spot because, again, as of right now, the 71 of McDowell is holding off here. And the 21 is still sat there in the middle of the corner. Here we go. Caution flag finally flies. Caution flag flies here. They finally decide that enough is enough here. And again, we head to the we head to the hills of wine country here for Sonoma, California next week. That'll be fun. Xfinity and Cup Series action. I still remember the time when the Xfinity Series didn't race at Sonoma. That was weird to have no other drivers on track. And Tyler Reddick jumps to the pit lane here. And is he putting on dry? Yes, he is putting on dry tires here for Tyler Reddick. So the whole point of waiting for the caution was to try and put on wets when the rain came. Now it's looking like they should be getting closer and closer to this one, as it's only 20 minutes away from. Thunderstorms are only 20 minutes out here, and we got ourselves a caution flag. 30 laps complete. Red Sox are up there. Allmendinger not up in the unless SVG picks second, picks right behind McDowell. All right, so yeah, there we go. Alright, well, we are under a caution flag yet again. Let's see what we can get here. How close? It looks like we're about 15 minutes out from rain, although, according to my weather app, it's been drizzly in the town of Chicago for a little while, so. Let me see if I have a specific Grant Park weather area. Okay, here we go. Grant Park. Grant Park looks a whole lot better, so I don't know if. Well, I guess that's the town of Grant Park, not the racetrack itself, but. Yeah, I'll say right now, everything I can see indicates to me that we are going to be seeing this one here shortly. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, I mean, the race is in downtown Chicago, so I'm expecting that the Chicago weather report that I'm looking at should be fairly close to accurate. Let's see. What about Twitter? Let's see if Twitter has any of the NASCAR weather people talking about it. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. What about the NASCAR weather guy? Let's see. No updates in July at all from this guy. Okay, well, that's a reliable one. So here we go. Coming down pit road, Michael McDowell. Oh no. No, 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 no. Please tell me that they aren't taking the hood up on Michael McDowell's race car. No. Oh, a massive plume of smoke. No. So yeah, a massive amount of smoke out the back of the 71 car. Mike McDowell. Okay, luckily the hood wasn't up for long, but anytime they're messing with the hood, yeah, you get worried. Alright, well, again, we're just chilling out here currently under the caution flag, but Mike McDowell did eventually have to make this pit stop. Alright, here we go. Talking about the fuel. Says we're full. We'll be on max save here for Mike McDowell. Just don't blow up here. I think the throttle issue should be fixed. But yeah, not good. Let's see. Again, just listening in. Okay, gotta come to you. Throttle is stuck. Okay, so the throttle is stuck at around the time that the smoke started happening. That's why. And McDowell is one of the first to pit on pit road, so he was able to get to his pit crew nice and quick. But you hate to see any kind of engine issue, especially when you've got a driver who can realistically win this thing from SVG. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so here we go. Green flag's out, and SVG versus Allmendinger is now the battle for the lead. SVG able to win this battle to to the line here, and he will try and lead this one. Alright, so there we go. Hey, Kenneth, how's it going? I'm doing well, and I'm doing really good. And, yeah, let's go 9. Well, I'm hoping for the 71 to make a comeback here, but. Oh no, Kyle Busch goes around! Kyle Busch goes around. Austin Cindric nearly goes around, and it looks like we're going to get out of this one without a yellow here, surprisingly. As Kyle Busch is going to try and back up and spin this one back around, see if he can get this one going. Prayers for the people from the floods. Okay, yep. I'm fairly out of loop of the news, so I have no idea which floods or which areas. So I have legitimately just haven't heard. But yeah, floods are never fun. So there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Currently back under the green flag. SVG over Allmendinger. The two of them have nearly a 2-second lead on Ryan Preece in third. And it seems like really outside of that top two, you really struggle to stay close. As again, AJ Allmendinger could make a pretty deep run here if he can, say, with these road courses. I just don't know how he'll do it at Dover. It'll come down to who he's matched up against there. He could realistically be a finalist for this $1 million bonus. And I would love to see it. There's a Riley Herbst still out there after getting significant front end damage in that Carson Hocevar crash earlier. Bowman up 4 spots. Bowman up 3 spots. Briscoe up 4. Hamlin up 4. So some big movers since the restart here. Is we've got ourselves a pretty good race going. So yeah, Kyle Busch going around. Michael McDowell had his hood up on the racetrack. There's a lot of not great going on. Okay, Texas. Okay, well, yeah, prayers going out to the people of Texas who are, in the floods. But yeah, I legit hadn't heard anything about it. So. Alright, so there we go. And we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. AJ Allmendinger is staying as close as he possibly can to SVG. SVG holding this lead. So here we go. Again, the last 5 road course races, AJ Allmendinger has only led like 16 laps. That's insane. And the fact that AJ Allmendinger is not even a gimme in this one because Ty Gibbs is hanging extremely close to Ty Gibbs is hanging extremely close to AJ Allmendinger. Alright, so here we go again. SVG trying to hang on to this one, running as fast as he can down into this first corner. And Mike McDowell's car back on pit road with an issue. Come on. You cannot be serious. Come on. So now it's SVG versus Allmendinger is the battle for the win. Probably, now that we know that Mike McDowell is out of this thing, or realistically out of it. 9 laps to go, and Allmendinger is holding close to SVG, but without being able to get ahead of him, it's going to be really hard to make a move. Now, the question is, does SVG stay out here, or does he pit this time, thinking that that once again he should take the track position over the stage point? Because the playoff point is really good for him at this point. He's already locked into the playoffs. So an extra point or two could certainly help him with potentially advancing, especially if he can maybe get halfway decent at ovals. But yeah, again, right now we may see the. I wouldn't be surprised. We could very realistically see a round of 16 where the 4 guys getting eliminated are all kind of road course aces. And Gisbergen, Allmendinger, McDowell, all 3 of them could very well make it in off of road course ones. Maybe not McDowell at this rate if he can't keep it on track. But yeah, I mean that would be a really interesting battle through the round, because that would be 3 road ringers that if any one of them advanced that second round, the Roval is right there. But yeah, right now we're just chilling out here, though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, we're starting to enter that window to the Thunder window here, where we expect this Thunder to start sometime soon. Alright, so there we go. Coming down as everybody kind of getting ready here. A bunch of guys hitting pit road here before the end of the stage. Although we're not quite to the end of that stage, to the point where I would expect us to already be in the window of guys mass pitting here. Alright, so again, right now we're just chilling out here. SVG out in front, 7 laps to go, and he's now extended his lead over Allmendinger to 2 seconds. So 2 seconds between Allmendinger and SVG for the lead. Gibbs is another 3.5 seconds behind Allmendinger, and beyond that, it is a real long while back to the next set of drivers. Oh, NASCAR brought 3 electric vehicles out to run the streets of Chicago in a little bit of a showcase. Well, I'll have to listen to that later on. Alright, so yeah, oh no! The 78 of Catherine Legg into the tire barrier, and that is probably going to be a caution flag, assuming that. Oh, actually, didn't kill the car that bad. Maybe she can. I was saying, unless that was a throw. Oh, maybe that was a flashback to how she did yesterday. That was weird. Yeah, maybe that was just a throwback to her last week, or not last week, yesterday during practice. But yeah, that was. It's Catherine Legg hitting the wall though. I would not have put it past her. So here we go. Again, we got 5 laps to go. 5 more times around here. SVG, I'm expecting the rest of the field probably going to be trying to flip this stage here soon. Although I think you'll see at least some guys stay out. I think guys who are near the points cut line here that need the points, I think you'll see them stay out. I think Bell, Busher, those kinds of guys who need these things. Penalty for Kyle Busch. Of course, Kyle Busch has a penalty. Why wouldn't he have a penalty? Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Stenhouse is only 3.5 seconds behind Jones for that spot. And here we go. Here comes Larson coming down pit road. 4 laps to go. 4 to go. We may not even... Are we going to manage to avoid a rain caution? Because so far, this drizzle has not killed us yet. 3 o'clock has come. Alright, so it looks like thunderstorms are expected closer to 4:30. 4:30 Eastern time. So yeah, Larson comes to pit road. He gets his pit stop done. Again, we got 1 more lap for the regulars and 2 laps for the front 2 guys to come to pit road. Although Allmendinger is so far back, he may only get 1 lap to try and pull this one. Where's Allmendinger in points? Is he remotely close to where I would recommend this a pit stop? Oh, speaking of which, I gotta get fantasy lamps adjusted. But let's see. Allmendinger is 59 points out, so I don't really see the benefit in staying out here, although he does it. Allmendinger still has 1 more shot, so Allmendinger now controls his destiny. SVG pits. Gibbs comes to pit road. Logano, Cindric, Haley, Gregson all coming to pit road here. Let's get signed in, check our fantasy lineups here before everything gets completely flipped on its head. Alright, live roster. Yeah, Michael McDowell and Kyle Busch both gonna sink me. I'll take Kyle Busch. Yeah. How many uses do I have left of McDowell? That's what I want to know. Alright, I've got 6 of McDowell left, and I've got 7 of Kyle Busch. I think I'm going to leave Kyle Busch in, since I do have 1 more use available of him, and I don't think I'll run out of either one of them, but better safe than sorry. And now I got to go take McDowell out of a lot of other lineups, because I had him going far today. Oh, no, actually, yeah. Oh, yeah, Hocevar is another one that I had in a lot of lineups. Didn't have him in my primary lineup, but I had him in almost every other one. And yep, here comes Allmendinger coming down pit road. He's going to get his service here. Blaney, Briscoe, Reddick will be your top 3 here for the stage, it looks like. All right, so here we go. Again, 2 laps to go. Blaney is your leader here over Briscoe, Reddick, Bowman. Jones is going to be in the top 5. Good job, Eric Jones, for staying out, trying to make something of it. He's going to get some stage points. Hey, a lineup where I didn't use Hocevar. Let's go. A lineup where I still use McDowell and Bush, though. Right, I think this is my last fantasy lineup here. Again, 2 laps to go. It'll be 1 to go at the line next time. And again, this top 5 is really an interesting one. Alright, so there we go. And again, right now, Blaney hanging on to this lead here that he was handed after Allmendinger came to pit road. One second, guys. Alright, there we go. Alright, so a couple corners left here. Blaney in control of the field. He's going to go ahead and get this one. But again, right now we're just kind of waiting to see how long this rain holds off for. But there it is. Blaney wins your stage. 10 points, a playoff point. Briscoe second. Reddick comes home third. 4th, Bowman. 5th will be Bubba Wallace. Yes. Then you got Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, John Hunter, Nemechek. Eric Jones falls all the way to 9th. And then Christopher Bell rounds out your top 10. Chris Buescher coming home just shy in 11th. But hey, I will not complain about a top 10 there for Bell. I will complain about Mike McDowell once again having car trouble that isn't or doesn't appear to be his fault. So, yep, there we go. Alright, so there we go. And we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Definitely a smaller crowd than usual, but for a road race, I'm not overly surprised. Alright, come on. So yeah, right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, this the caution periods especially just being so long with how long these yellows are. Sonoma Raceway, we have Xfinity Series practicing qualifying on Friday. Cup Series on Saturday for practicing qualifying. Xfinity race at 4:30 on Saturday, and then Sunday at 3 p.m. for the NASCAR Cup Series race. All right, let's. What is the rest of the upcoming schedule look like start time wise? So 3:30 for Cup on. So nothing but 2s and 3:30s for Cup until the Saturday race at Richmond. So there's not even a Cup night race the rest of the regular season. Then you got Darlington at 6 p.m. on Sunday, August, on Labor Day weekend. Then you got Bristol, where I will be out of town. Vegas for a 5:30 start time, and then everything else is basically early afternoon. So it doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of night racing this year at all. So we should definitely enjoy it while we have it. Man. Alright, well, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we are chilling out here, coming back from commercial break. Hopefully, we'll be able to get this one going. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Back from commercial break. We have crossed the halfway mark, so whatever we see today will be the final distance. Alright, so we're just chilling out here. The hood is up on the number 9 car. No. Man, another car with the hood up. Again, these engine issues are gonna start piling up, and hopefully they don't start affecting the drivers at the front of the field like McDowell. Oh wait, imagine if they have an issue though that affects SVG. That would be insane. Not that they haven't already had plenty of incidents tonight. Alright, well, there we go. Again, we're getting doubled up, ready to go back racing here in stage number 3. So the third and final stage will be underway here shortly. Lights are off on the pace truck, or pace car, as we are going to be getting ready to go back racing. Let's go. Man, these caution periods are so long, and they really drain what little energy there is. As here we go. Briscoe, Reddick, Bubba Wallace, the front few. SVG going to be coming from 7th here. SVG's really had to overcome some real battles here. And here we go. Green flag's out. We're back to racing, and SVG boxed in against that wall especially. That's going to be really rough. So there we go. Yeah, stage points earned today. Reddick, Briscoe, the top 2. McDowell, Blaney, both earning max stage points in a singular stage. But no, both of them missing out completely on stage 2. And here we go. There's a big amount of smoke there. Not sure from who, though. And I say, are we really about to have a... We're about to have a race where we were so convinced that there was going to be rain, and so far there has yet to be any, which is great. It's just surprising that after the last few years had so much rain that we couldn't seem to get away from it, and now we're looking like we may go green we might go no rain the entire day. Insane. And here we go. They're working their way through this one. The 55 of Cody, 51 of Cody Ware gets shoved wide here. Oh, AJ Allmendinger with a little bit of incidental contact there with the 42. Again, the 42 of John Iron Nemechek dueling it out with AJ Allmendinger. Allmendinger going to be trying to make a bit of a comeback here. I think I just saw the 24 of William Byron on track. He may be at least trying to pass some of those guys who were in the pit, who wrecked out while he was in the pits for that engine issue. So there we go. 50 down, 25 laps to go. Only 25 more times around. Again, this race is going by fairly quick. I will give them that. So the race doesn't feel overly long. It's just that when you're waiting for a caution flag to wrap up, it definitely can feel that way. All right, well, here we go. Again, they're looking at that radar, and there is a little bit of rain moving in. And again, if we could theoretically have a lightning strike that could end this one short, so these drivers are going to be on edge about this. All right, so there we Go again. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Alright, so Gregson's in the pits. Not sure what the issue is on Noah Gregson's car. But yeah, we got some say, and then no, Byron is out. So Byron is officially out the race. Okay, I guess I must have just seen somebody else and thought that they were him. But yeah, so right now though, McDowell and Custer are the two drivers off the track right now. And yeah, McDowell will be several laps down if he does even get back on the track today. So it will be essentially no shot to win the race. Definitely a disappointment here. But yeah, Briscoe and Reddick go out in front of the field. SVG working his way through, but not able to get. Now working on trying to catch Hamlin. It's gonna be interesting watching Denny Hamlin versus SVG, the guy who can't finish good on a road course for the life of him, versus the road course ringer. So there we go. Again, we are trying to bring some hype back into this thing. All right, so here we go. Again, Briscoe, Reddick out in front of the field here. So 4 finishes, a 4th or better in the last 10 races. So 4 top 4 finishes for Briscoe. Again, Briscoe having some good runs here. But again, I'm curious as to, again, how long will it take for SVG to make his way through this field? Starting to catch Hamlin here, who is only 3.5 seconds back. Oh, man. And here comes Ty Dillon down pit road. 24 to go. Flat right front tire there for him. But a lot of these drivers, the weird thing is a lot of these drivers not pitting here at the stage yellow. A lot of drivers not pitting there and not pitting at the not pitting at the stage yellow. Yeah, seems really weird. I get it that you want to try and do something to gain some track position, but I don't know if pitting with 40 laps to go. I'm not sure that's the strategy to win this thing. So here we go. Mike McDowell, first stage win this season. McDowell still led the most laps of the day so far at 31. But unfortunately, McDowell will not be your winner today, as it looks like it'll probably end up being SVG yet again, as he is caught and passed Hamlin, and now he is tracking down Reddick and Briscoe. So these two guys, they got 23 laps left to go. I don't know if they'll make it to the end of this one on their current fuel level, but if we can get a caution, maybe a caution for rain, it could give them a shot. Because, we've been talking about this rain for quite a while now, and there's no, as I said, they have not had any kind of stoppage here. Briscoe, Reddick, I think, are both banking on some rain to potentially give them another caution here. Ryan Blaney on pit road. What is it with these stage winners having such bad luck? Again, Allmendinger up into the top 10, but need to have something. Yeah, this is just insane here. Again, we're under the commercial break here, not a caution flag, but again, right now SVG is trying to run down these 2 leaders. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin has fallen all the way back. So again, Reddick hanging on. Reddick's gonna be the first one to have to deal with the charging SVG, but both of them are gonna have to figure out something here. All right, so there we go. Again, 20 laps to go. 20 to go here in this one. Yeah, again, it's a strange one where it looks like we are going to see a dry finish. So I'm going to go ahead and just end this poll because it looks like we aren't going to get a rain. And say if we do get a lightning strike that'll hold us for 30 plus minutes, I'll just turn on Mario Kart. But again, at this point, I'm not sure we even hit that point. So again, I'm kind of curious to see. Let's actually take a look again at the in-season tournament battles here. So again, Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon. So Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Reddick, all looking like they could be advancing here. And then we got, looks like John Hunter Nemechek is set to eliminate Elliott. Ty Gibbs currently on pace to eliminate AJ Allmendinger. No. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is set to advance over Eric Jones. Are you kidding me? If Ricky Stenhouse Jr. can beat Eric Jones and then get lucky enough to avoid John Hunter Nemechek or avoid Chase Elliott and run into John Hunter Nemechek instead next week, Stenhouse could realistically go to Dover as a part of the Final Four. Then you've got Ty Gibbs, again, on verge of eliminating Allmendinger. I was hoping to see Allmendinger make a deep run. And then you've got Buescher. Buescher battling nose to tail with Zane Smith, 21st and 22nd place on points. So there is something to this thing. Again, even though in terms of the fans, the brackets were all busted immediately. Here comes Bowman down pit road. Alex Bowman coming down pit road. 20 laps to go, putting on this last set of sticker tires to try and sprint to the checkers. So there we go. All right, so 20 laps to go, and I don't see any way this ends up getting extended to the point where the sun ends up becoming a factor. All right, so here we go. Again, we got plenty of time. I think this race will. I think we will get to the checkers, and it looks like it might end up dry, which will be an amazing accomplishment here. Mike McDowell's back on track, 22 laps down. Come on, man. Maybe the rest of the field can all just wreck. Yeah, this one is definitely going to be a downer year for. But SVG has caught and passed Tyler Reddick, and now it's on to Briscoe. Can Briscoe hold off the hard charging Shane Van Gisbergen? Car 88 is down the back straight, down this short chute into the final corner here, heading towards start finish line. 18 laps to go, 18 more times around. And right now it is Briscoe versus Shane Van Gisbergen. Alright, so again, right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, right now though, SVG has caught the back bumper of the 19. He is going to try and challenge this 19 for the lead. And considering considering he has nearly 10 lap fresher tires on it, Shane Van Gisbergen, I would not be shocked here to see this one make it all the way to the checkers. Yeah, I would not be shocked to see him take this one home. And yeah, this race, barring a caution, I think is pretty close to over. Allmendinger needs to try and catch Gibbs. That's the biggest thing here for me is I want to see Allmendinger advance over Ty Gibbs. I don't hate Ty Gibbs, but man, Allmendinger is just a much more fun storyline, I think, for the in-season tournament. Here we go. SVG pulling out of line, trying to make something happen. Not going to get there. Again, Briscoe doing a great job here blocking SVG, trying to do whatever he can to hold off Shane Van Gisbergen, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. There's 17 full laps to go here. 17 to go, and I don't know if they're going to be able to pull this one off. Again, if we go green to the checkers here in general, that'll be insane. Yeah, eventually, though, this one is going to end up coming to an end. Say, again, here we go. Final corner. No, not going to get there. Oh, sorry, that was saying the last corner. Here we go. Down into turn 12 this time. Bye. SVG all over that back bumper. Not going to be able to get there. SVG still in second here. All right, there we go. And here we go, down into the corner. SVG to the lead. So Shane Van Gisbergen takes the lead. Caution flag flies. Caution flag flies as SVG takes the lead. And what is it for? Yellow flag is out. What is the caution for here? Are you kidding me? Are you... TNT, I know you're new at this, but a caution flag right after a yellow flag comes out before we get an explanation for the caution is not a good thing. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, people are saying a medical emergency is the caution flag. Uh-oh, that's not good. Alright, so it sounds like a medical emergency for a caution flag. What on earth medical emergency is going on here? But yeah, I've never seen a caution flag for a medical emergency like that. I mean, yeah, I mean, I get a medical emergency. You don't want to say too much before you know what's going on, but again, this feels like something that should have been explained before you throw it to a commercial break, or at least attempt to explain it. You'll have plenty of time to get commercials in during the caution flag. And maybe it's just that I've been spoiled watching Amazon Prime, where they've had a very limited amount of commercial breaks late in these things. Alright, so we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, so apparently there was a medical emergency in the stands and they needed to get an ambulance through, and because obviously the race is taking part on the downtown streets, they needed to open up a portion of it so that an ambulance could get through. So, again, I understand the purpose for the caution. Would have been nice to have known that before seeing it just go straight to a commercial break. All right, so 15 laps to go. We currently have a caution flag on the field. I think you absolutely come to pit road here. I think you hit pit road, you try and get this thing done, and then we see where we go from here. So here you go. Pit road should be open this time. And yeah, that's going to be a big thing. Here we go. Come on, Briscoe. No, Briscoe does not. Here comes Reddick. Reddick comes down pit road. So Reddick leads the first drivers onto pit road. Here we go. Lightning is 14 miles away, according to Ross Chastain's radio. That is concerning there. Again, there's not a lot of time left, so they could theoretically get through this in the time frame, but man, it is going to be a tight squeeze to try and get everything in here. Alright, so here we go. 14 to go here. 14 laps to go. So Ty Gibbs, Allmendinger staying out. I don't really know what Briscoe's thinking here. His last pit stop was all the way back on lap 30. Everybody else pit a little early, a little bit later than that, about 10 laps later. So here we go. Briscoe not to go here. We're behind on that decision. Let's see. We're really close on making him fuel there. Let's see. Over the building, the weather's kind of. So, I mean, again, right now, I think Briscoe's main plan here is to stay out, hope for this rain to eventually come, forcing a caution flag where everybody will be coming down for rain tires. I just don't know at this point if that's going to happen, but at this rate, if that's the strategy, that might just be what you got to try and hope for here. Alright, so again, we're chilling here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time as we get ready to go green flag racing. Lights are off in the pace car. Also, do they have a different pace car like every caution flag? Because I feel like this is the third different pace car I've seen them use today. Like, for real. Can we just have a consistency with what pace car we're using? As here we go, down through turn 11. We got one more corner to go, and we'll be going green, green, green. As the pace car pulls away down the front, down this straightaway. He'll be heading to the pit road as we have got SVG and Briscoe as we go green, green, green. Green flags out. We are back to racing. SVG gonna clear for the lead. Ty Gibbs to second. Ty Gibbs looking for second here. Up to second goes Ty Gibbs. Could today be Ty Gibbs' day to get his first career win? We got Ty Gibbs. We got Allmendinger moving all the way up into the third position. AJ Allmendinger, to continue having a shot at the million, needs to get by Ty Gibbs. And here we go. We got 3, 4 wide around it. Oh, Joey Logano around. Somebody else is also facing the wrong direction, but Joey Logano ends up tagging the tire barriers. That is the guaranteed rate Chevy, or sorry, just the rate Chevy of the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Looks like today will not be Stenhouse's day. He will not beat Eric Jones, I don't think, at that rate. And yeah, looks like it will be an slightly early retirement there for Stenhouse. He will miss out on the $1 million prize here, and we will have Eric Jones versus John Hunter Nemechek next week. And curious to see. I mean, that car is destroyed. He's gonna need. Yeah, he can't turn that thing. The car is entirely broken. He's gonna say he can maybe. Oh, he gets it behind a barrier. There we go. No caution flag. Let's go. No caution flag. No second shot here. Again, Ty Gibbs, you got to stay close to Van Gisbergen if you want a shot at the win here. Got to stay close. So there we go. And yeah, oh, wow. So Ross Chastain got spun going into turn 1. Then, all right, so let's see. So that happened there. Everybody was piling in. Oh, wow. I don't know who that was on board with, but they just barreled into everybody here. Yeah, hard to tell which car that was from some of these angles, but yeah, there was a car that just came barreling in after the one of Chastain got spun. Caution flag is out. Caution, caution, caution. My guess is that there's debris somewhere from one of those many cars that just got spun. And oh, it's I say the car has stalled of the two of Austin Cindric. The two of Cindric spins out, and here we go. Let's see. All right, come on. We're just chilling out here, waiting for this one. I have not gotten a chance to see. I might try and see if the F1 movie's playing in theaters tomorrow. Let's see. And yeah, this one. Let's see. So from actually 9:25 tonight, I could go for a late night movie. Or they have it tomorrow at 3 at 6:40. Okay, they got a lot of showtimes tomorrow for that. So I might be going to see a movie tomorrow. I think the F1 movie could be a cool one to see. Honestly, with how close it is, I could probably make the 6:35 one, but yeah. I will probably end up seeing the F1 movie tomorrow, though. That way I can actually tell you guys what I think of the movie, and I will do my best not to spoil anything. Because I hate spoilers too, so I have stayed away from anything really regarding it at this point, just because I didn't want to be spoiled by it. Alright, well, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Currently 10 laps to go. Ty Gibbs and AJ Allmendinger are going to get another shot at SVG. Oh, man, if SVG gives up a shot at the win here. Yeah, there we go. SVG winning last year in the Xfinity Series. He won this race in the Cup Series 2 years ago, and he won yesterday in the Xfinity Series race. And so it's pretty hard to not call SVG the favorite every time we come here. Hey, the Red Sox held on to beat the Nationals again. Let's go. 3 straight days of beating the Nationals. All right, here we go. We should be seeing lights off on the pace car this time by, and we will be going green next time by with It'll be green with 9 laps to go. Green with 9 laps to go here. All right, so there we go. They have open pit road. A couple of drivers taking them up on it, but all right, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. All right, let's see. What's Twitter got to say here? All right, there we go. All right, come on. Are we all right? We're finally ready to go back racing. Doubled up. I say, unfortunately, Twitter doesn't have much going on here. All right, so here we go. Green, green, green. Green flag is out, and we are back to racing as they go down over the hill. Shane Van Gisbergen, Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, 3 of the best in the business on the road and street circuits here at the downtown streets of Chicago. SVG able to hold on for this one. Ty Gibbs and Allmendinger tangled just a little bit here. Allmendinger knows he just needs to get around the 54 of Ty Gibbs to have a shot at the million after this week. But right now, Ty Gibbs, I don't think is focused on the million. He's focused on the race win ahead of him. And if he can pull off the race win, that would be an insane finish to this one. Again, so far, it looks like SVG is going to get away clean, though. And if he does that, he is going to be extremely hard for anybody to reel back in, barring another caution flag. Again, those clouds starting to come in really low here. But SVG rocketing away from the field. Ty Gibbs in second. AJ Allmendinger to third. Denny Hamlin having his first good road course run in a long time. Feels like it's been a couple years since he had a really good road run. And now, Denny Hamlin right up front near the end of a road race for the first time in a while. His teammate Chase Briscoe following through inside the top 5 as well. We got Tyler Reddick trying to pop out of line here a little bit further back. So there we go. Again, a lot of stuff going on here. The question is, can some of these drivers make something happen here? Again, Stenhouse is off track, but Michael McDowell has not passed him yet. Here we go, door to door, wheel to wheel. Ryan Preece shoves the 19 just a little wide as they come off the final corner. And the 19 loses a ton of spots there. Not sure if he had a tire going down there or something. It looked like he might have. Yeah, it looks like flat tire on the 19 just past start finish line too. Oh, that is going to hurt. The 19 flat tire down into turn 1. He is going to try and hang on, but it looks like he is going to lose all that track position, and that is a disappointing way for this one to end for the 19. Again, the 19 is basically done here. As here comes Chastain up the back bumper of the 5 car, not able to get up there. But here we go again. SVG out in front of the field. Ty Gibbs to second. Can Ty Gibbs 1 second back? If Ty Gibbs can pull off this win, that would be insane. I'd love to see it. And then we've got a battle between Bubba Wallace and Bowman. That's actually a battle for the $1 million prize too, part of the $1 million challenge. So a couple of close battles going on. Those two bumper to bumper here through through this part of the course, through 8, 9, and 10, as they head down towards turn number 11 here to head on to the final straightaway. Again, these straights are not very fast. They're not very fast, but they are very important here. Poking out a line here for the 48 of Bowman. Bowman trying to make the pass on Bubba. Not able to get their pokes back in line. And Denny Hamlin able to pass AJ Allmendinger on a road course. I'm thinking AJ Allmendir's car might be more hurt than we originally thought after that incident early in the race. It just wasn't showing itself because he was kind of battling mid-pack and then was kind of gifted some track position. But yeah, it definitely does seem like he is having a little bit more trouble than we initially thought with that car. But yeah, right now though, 7 laps to go. We're working our way towards the end of this one. The 45 of Reddick looking up the inside on his teammate, Bubba Wallace. Can Bubba Wallace hold off his teammate and be the top 2311 driver? I say this race was it was a really rough qualification session for Bubba, as he could not seem to find a good lap for the life of him. But he and Reddick, door to door, wheel to wheel here, battling inside the top 5. Battling it out for 6th here, and Bowman finds his way on through as well. Man, this one, it's going pretty good, though. We've got, again, if you ignore the fact that SVG has got a crazy big lead, we've got good battles all the way up and down this one, and a lot of them affecting the in-season challenge. Again, Bowman currently just took the lead away from Bubba Wallace, and they're head-to-head. No, Bowman just got overdriven by Bubba. Bubba doors him into the fence. Come on, Bubba, you can't possibly do that. Come on. That is terrible. Come on. No. Wasn't talking to the TV thing. All right, play. Just play the race. Don't listen to what I'm saying. All right, come on. Give me the race broadcast back. Okay, here we go. We're back. All right. And here we go. Let's see. SVG only 1.3 seconds out ahead here. Bell looking up the inside on Larson here, trying to see if he can maybe make a move to try and take this lead away. But as of right now, the question is, what happened to Bubba during that? Because Bubba dropped way back. I'm hoping we'll get a replay of whatever happened to Bubba, because Bubba definitely deserved some kind of punishment for running him over, and I don't know if the field enforced it or did NASCAR tell him to come down pit road or something. Because he's not inside the top 10 right now. But we do have Larson versus Bell drag racing it around here. We got Austin Hill making a good run here. If Austin Hill can get a top 10, hey, you know what? Maybe he'll make a name for himself and give himself a reason as to why he should be in the Cup Series next year. Again, I think Hill's talented. I just don't know if he's got what it takes to run against the Cup guys week in and week out. I would love to see what he had in an opportunity. The problem is there aren't very many opportunities available. And the opportunities that are available are kind of already promised to people, like the 99 of Suarez is gonna go to Connor Zilic, as Suarez has already announced he is not coming back to the team next year. Oh wow! Bowman just spun out Bubba Wallace. Yikes! All right, so there we go. Again, barring a yellow, I think this is SVG's race to lose here, but Bowman has some speed. The question is, though, how much of it? And again, Ty Gibbs in second place. The fact that Ty Gibbs is actually holding pretty close to SVG, if he can get ahead of him on a restart, that race could be a very different race. But as of right now, it looks like it's going to be Shane Van Gisbergen's race to lose here. But yeah, I can't wait to see what. We'll stay alive a little bit longer to see what's going to happen with the 23 and the 48, because that is going to be an insanely fun fight. So here we go. Reddick is 1.2 seconds a lap faster than SVG. That is insane if that's true. He does have the new fastest lap of the race, I believe. The fourth place driver Tyler Reddick just turned the fastest lap of the day. But yeah, as of right now though, SVG holding on to a 1.4 second lead over Ty Gibbs, as Ty Gibbs tries to hang close, but it is going to be tough here. And again, Reddick is doing an incredible job here for the 45 team. Especially when you compare him to his teammates. His car is significantly better than his teammate here. Here we go, crossing the stripe. 3 laps to go. 3 more times around. Can Tyler Reddick catch Hamlin and pass Hamlin? And will we see yet another caution flag? I'm kind of surprised with all the Bubba Wallace Bowman contact that there wasn't a caution for that, but we've got 3 laps to go. Can we just get a yellow? Would love to see overtime here. I think that would make this a ton of fun. And say, barring if we get an overtime finish, I will be stoked to do that replay. But here we go. Yeah, right now we are getting ready for this one. 3 laps to go. 3 more times around. Reddick trying to hang on to this field here, but I don't know if he's got what it's going to take here. Let's say 3 laps to go. Again, the caution can come out anytime before the white flag. Kyle Busch just passed Allmendinger for 5th. Allmendinger looks weak here, and it is going to be a battle to the checkers here. Again, Reddick is closing in. I just don't know if he'll get there in time. If Reddick can get there, that would be insane. Again, Tyler Reddick, though, would need Ty Gibbs to lay way over here right away. If Ty Gibbs puts up a fight for the second spot, SVG wins. If SVG finds another gear with Reddick closing, SVG wins. So, Ty Gibbs, you need to get out of the way right away here. Kyle Busch is the only driver to have ever swept the pole and the race for both races in a weekend. And I'd say, of course, that's not the time about the triple sweep that Kyle Busch got at Bristol a couple years back, but that is another Kyle Busch statistic that would fall to SVG here if SVG is able to finish this one out. And again, Ty Gibbs not getting out of the way here. Reddick stuck behind him here, and I believe this has basically ended Reddick's shot. Reddick needed to get around Ty Gibbs right away, and now that Ty Gibbs has managed to stay in the way, he has cost both himself and Reddick a shot at SVG. I don't think Ty Gibbs had much of a shot at SVG to begin with, but Reddick definitely did, and Reddick... Oh! Caution flag might be flying! Does the caution come out before the white? They are coming to the white flag. SVG! Does he get the white? White flag, 1 lap to go, and the caution flag is going to end this one. SVG runs this one out. Caution flag flies. 1 lap to go, and caution is going to end this race. Ty Gibbs over Reddick for second, and there it is. Caution flag on the final lap is going to end this one. That is a disappointing. That is so disappointing. I wanted to see this one fought out to the bitter end. But Shane Van Gisbergen, the deserving winner, he ran a phenomenal race today. Not necessarily flawless, but he made it count and got the lucky breaks. Had a couple of drivers fall out of the race when he needed them to. Yeah, Allmendinger losing his pace, Ty Gibbs not being able to keep up, Reddick getting stuck in traffic, McDowell running into issues. Definitely some lucky breaks coming Van Gisbergen's way, but he drove a near perfect race today. Great job for Shane Van Gisbergen. I cannot reiterate just how great of a drive this was for SVG. I'm not the biggest SVG fan in the world, but man, I cannot deny greatness when I see it, and what I just saw from SVG today was some pretty excellent racing. We saw it at the Mexico race as well. We saw it in that one, I think, was even more perfect than this one. Yeah, because obviously this one coming down to a bit of luck here at the end. But it's going to be SVG 1 corner away under the yellow flag. As long as he doesn't wreck it here under the yellow, he will win the Chicago Grant Park 220 here on the downtown streets of Chicago. Reddick is going to come up third here as Ty Gibbs comes home a very strong second place finish. Great job for SVG. Great job for all the guys that came home in the top 10 here. SVG, Ty Gibbs, Reddick, Hamlin, Busch, the top 5. Allmendinger, Priest, Bowman, Austin Hill with a top 10, and Ross Chastain rounding out your top 10 spots there. And there it is, the 3rd career win of SVG. 2 road course races in a row. Shane Van Gisbergen is your Cup Series winner at Chicago, or at the Chicago Street Course. And we're about to see these ones, so let's see. So again, we got SVG winning this one. All right, so again, I'm going to have to go through on the phone because for whatever reason, the leaderboard on the computer doesn't want to go to the right page. So, but as per usual, if you guys just came for the race replay, that will be the end of the stream. Again, we're going to stick around a little while longer because I want to see the Bowman versus Bubba confrontation, and we'll go through the full finishing order as per usual. So, again, it was SVG first. Second was Ty Gibbs. Reddick was third, and Reddick did get the fastest lap of the day there. Denny Hamlin 4th. Kyle Busch came home 5th. We kind of went through all these ones. Allmendinger, Priest, Bowman, Hill, and Chastain rounding out your top 10. Joey Logano with an 11th place finish. That, I think, is a fact that will get a little bit swept under the rug there. Blaney 12th. 13th for Kyle Larson, 14th Zane Smith, and rounding out top 15, John Hunter Nemechek with a very solid top 15 day. John Hunter Nemechek only holds off his opponent Chase Elliott by 1 spot to eliminate Chase Elliott from the bracket competition here. Chase Elliott, I think, was actually battling Zane Smith based on the colors. So John Hunter Nemechek must have bet. Oh, I know. Elliott was facing Jones. Was Elliott facing Jones? I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. So Chase Elliott, 16th. 17th, Riley Herbst. 18th is Chris Buescher. 19th for Catherine Legg. Hey, not a bad day for Catherine Legg. Stayed largely out of the drama there. And rounding our top 20 is Ty Dillon. Then you've got Josh Blicky, 21st. 22nd, Justin Haley. 23rd, we have Chase Briscoe. 24th, and final car on the lead lap was Christopher Bell. Then you've got the 25th, you've got Eric Jones, the first car 1 lap down. Cody Ware, Austin Cindric, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, and Noah Gragson round out your top 30 finishers. Then you got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 31st. Michael McDowell comes home 32nd after the engine issue late in the race. Comes home 22 laps behind the checkered flag. Then you got Cole Custer coming home 33rd. 34th for Josh Berry. Rounding out top 35 is Carson Hocevar, who caused the first big pileup of the day. And everybody else here is all right in that same wreck. Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, Todd Gilliland, Will Brown, and William Byron round out your 40-car field here today. There's SVG doing his burnout, and now we will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and center stage my face cam here as we will go ahead and just slide me over. Boop. All right, as we are going to go ahead and just talk here while we wait for the Bowman thing, because I do want to see what is going to happen with Bowman. Now, if they cut off the air before that, I can't control that, but we will attempt to at least give you guys an attempt to see it. We'll also full screen this. There we go. All right, we'll also increase the size of the subscriber count. All right, let me just pull this up over here. Again, we are just going to chill out here for a few minutes while we wait for to see Bowman and Bubba interact post-race. Again, I just want to make sure if we see a fight that I get a chance to react to it live. And hey, otherwise, maybe we'll get a chance to at least see some fiery quotes here. But that is going to be the end of this race, at least. All right, let's see. Oh, no, Bubba has already left pit road. He didn't even stay there. He didn't even stick around for that one. All right, well, Bubba Wallace has left the racetrack, so we are going to go ahead and end it for the day here. They are talking with SVG. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy this live stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys don't miss any future videos and live streams. We have a much slower week this week, so I'm hoping to be able to get at least one video out in the meantime, in between time of the week. But if you guys do enjoy hearing me talk about racing, we are going to have a special guest over on the Lap Down podcast live tomorrow around 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to check that. Check the top link in the description. The bottom link in the description, or look up Handed Down Sports on Handed Down Sports Media on YouTube. I will be live on there tomorrow, so expect if I do a midweek video, it'll probably be either Tuesday or Wednesday that gets uploaded. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, though, and I will see you guys next video. live stream, whatever you guys had to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye.